Okay, this is my first time, Jason, doing this, so I think we're live right now.
We are live.
And you know what? I think we need some kind of music.
Yes.
And I better stop it so we don't get a copyright strike.
Hello,
everybody. Welcome to the show. Okay, we're going to start off with action. We'll come back for introductions, but I want to ask right away, who do you think is going all the way and winning this season? Natalie, who?
Taku Tribe, Marianne.
And why?
Because I think she's lovely. She has a lot of energy. She's likable. I don't see her screwing anyone over and losing votes in the jury. And I think she's physically talented enough to skate by in all the challenges.
Okay. Jason, who's your choice?
You know what's so funny is I love the Taku Tribe. Like, I love them. And even man down, you know, they still had pulled together till the end of the episode.
Can I guess who?
I'm going to have to say, listen, if the brains match the body, I'm going to have to say Jonathan.
Of course.
Oh, I want to point out he's got his knees locked for this photo. Why did he do that? I don't know how we're going to be with the brains.
Hey, I don't know. You know, like if they just cut off like right at the, you know, the top of the board shorts there, it would have been a great photo for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
You guys want to know my choice?
Yes.
So you guys are both from Taku Tribe. I think it's a Vati tribe.
Okay. I'm curious. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I think physically she can do it, and I think she's going to be one of those people that flies under the radar for a while because she's pleasant enough to get along with people. She's not got the strong personality that's going to get her on the chopping block right away, and I think she's going to slide all the way to the end. And then part of what we got to remember is that jury, and I think she's someone who can beat almost anybody else on the jury. And already Aaron in the chat is saying that was my guess too, Josh. I love that. That's who Elaine said that's who I think. A lot of people are agreeing with me. I guess I'm the winner. So
it's in the bag. It's in the bag.
Good Lord.
That's a good one. She really proved her strength in puzzles. That is for sure.
No, 100%. I would say out of the 3 picks we've had, you know, just like with Jonathan, Marianne, and Jenny, those would probably be the top picks for me across the board. I love Marianne's enthusiasm. I think she is. I can't see her off the show. Like, I'm sure producers will find a way to like keep her on there. She's fantastic. I love the Taku Tribe. I really do.
Yeah.
And especially with all the trouble they had, you know.
I love an underdog story.
So we'll go through them in a sec, but I wanted to just start off with some action because I always think it's fun to have something going. But I want to thank everybody for turning out. We have so many of our friends in the chat right now. I'm blown away by the people who turned out for our inaugural show. And I got to remind you guys, like, this is sort of a soft launch for our official show. Jason is graciously staying up late. Not only is he staying up late to help us with our first show, but he actually watched a 2-hour episode for us too.
I have missed 40 seasons of Survivor. The last one I watched was the original season. So to come back and revisit Richard or whatever his name was who won.
Yeah.
Remember the guy?
Classic. Of course. Yeah. Hello.
Yes, that was Richard. The last time I watched Survivor. So now to come back to it at its current state, I loved it. It was such a break from Bravo shit that we talk about, or stuff we talk about. Sorry, that we talk about all the time. You know?
Well, no, you're in for a wild ride because that first season, I started watching it maybe halfway through the series, like maybe season 20 something, and I tried to go back to the beginning and watch season 1, and it was so slow paced compared to where it is now. It took me a couple of tries to actually like settle into the old original pace. So for you, not having seen it since, it's crazy.
It's crazy. And Natalie, Josh, like I think you guys, one of you told me that like there's like a thing between like people who have watched Survivor since the beginning, from like the old kind of style of Survivor to the new style
Oh
of
yeah.
Survivor. To be honest, I've just really enjoyed the 2-hour episode that we got, to gear us off for season 42, which is it was really good. It was good.
Yeah, I think you and I were talking about this the other day, Jason. We were on tour a lot during when the Survivor years, a lot of them. And so you and I missed a lot of it. Even if we wanted to watch, we didn't have DVRs, we didn't have streaming services, and so a lot of Survivor we missed. I've caught up on some here and there because Natalie's a big Survivor fan and has been watching a lot. So I've by default had to watch them. But yeah, I think it's interesting. I can see why some people would not like all of the additional games that have been layered in, and then I could see how some people absolutely love it. So yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. This is an interesting time in the show because this is when they basically just release the herd of cattle and everyone starts running and the wolves start coming out and picking them off pretty quickly at the top here. This is kind of a condensed season too, I think partially because of COVID. So it's a shortened season, but these are our cast. And I thought what we do is I kind of arranged everything by tribes. And I think that would probably be best to kind of go through stuff.
Yeah.
So let's start off with the Ika tribe, and there's so many people, we'll kind of go quickly, but just kind of first thoughts or whatever. But first up, we have Romeo. He's our pageant coach. What do you guys think of Romeo?
I think he has good strategy. If he can get by, the first few knockoffs are usually having to do with the physical challenges and wanting to get camp set up. If he can get by through these next couple of tribals, he may go far.
Jason?
Yeah, Natalie, I'm gonna have to agree with you. I'd like his strategy. I don't see him winning for some reason, but yeah, for now I like where he's at because he's kind of playing the field a little bit.
I think he's a little goofy.
I mean, he's pretty goofy. Yeah,
he's goofy, and I think ultimately he'll get picked off. He just doesn't seem like someone who others are gonna take to the end, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And already his allegiance has kind of wavered some. He's second guess choices and stuff, and that's not, especially towards the end, people aren't going to want to hang with a guy that they can't feel is rock solid.
That's a good point.
So that was my thought. Next
Josh,
up,
I just have to interrupt you really. I'm so excited to talk about Survivor because it was actually really fun to watch, like I just said. It's so nice not to talk about Housewives or Below Deck for once. It's like these are real people with real jobs and real lives with all these different personalities who want to be on this show where they're stuck in the middle of the Pacific Islands.
Well, it's like
crazy.
It's like Sesame Street's people in the neighborhood. There is a housewife kind of girl, and there is this kind of person,
right,
and a jock, and you know what I mean. So it's kind of nice to have the variety of types of people. Yeah, Jason and I were chatting about this today, and he was just like, "Oh, this was actually so much fun to watch." And I was like, "Yeah." And there's a competition, and on Bravo shows, you're hoping they could actually vote someone off.
If we had housewives that were elimination, I'm
God.
telling you, this would be amazing. Bravo will never go there, but can you imagine we do a Twitter poll and it's like, which housewife do you want off this year? That one. It would be great.
Okay, let's blow through some of these because there's so many people. Swati from Ika tribe.
Love her.
Yeah. I like her too. She's very young though, so I wonder how her judgment will be in the long run.
She's someone who I actually had she's on my 3-person podium of possible people to go to the end because again, she's likable. I think she has a good shot of people wanting to ally with her. And she's got skills. She was talking about she's she's in the Army Reserve, right? Or she's
a reservist.
Yeah.
And Ivy League student. I mean,
Ivy League student, Palo Alto, California.
Smart.
A daughter of immigrants from India. she's charismatic, she's caring, she's lovely, but I feel like she has a side where when it gets down to it, she might. Do you know what I mean? Like she
Well,
might
it
just
is a
tear them
game. You
apart.
got to play to
Yeah.
win, right? I mean,
Right.
I'm just saying, I'm
right.
just thinking broad strokes of what we know so far about them. She is very smart. She does have physical skills, but being young, will she get emotional? Will she get attached to the wrong people and build the wrong alliances, or be dramatic about some of the twists and turns that happen in the social part of the game? Like she might get really put off by someone changing alliances, and it just might shake her to someone more mature, someone like Jenny, who's more middle age. She would have been through situations like that just in regular life and be more steady and able to like at least hide her emotions.
okay, so here's my question to you two. How far do you think Zach's going to get?
Well,
Lord. He played to the end though. He played
for 5 minutes.
Yeah, he did the shot in the dark, which I would have taken.
Shot in the dark.
Yeah,
I think that was. I mean, he went out swinging. That's all you can do.
Yeah, it's and he had a good attitude. I like how at the end when they show him the interview at the credits, and he's like, "Hey, I was unanimously voted out first person. That's something for my wiki." And it was like, okay, good attitude.
If you have one, but that's cool. Yeah.
I mean, he really was a fan of the show, and he came excited to play. I'm okay with that.
Many of them are, though. It seems like many of them have watched seasons and seasons. So like we saw with Jackson, who I'm sure you're going to get to, is applied a decade ago for this show, and it's insane. But I did find Zach. I kind of felt that and saw that they paid attention to a few people. Omar at the beginning. Jenny and stuff, but they paid attention to Zach, and I was like, I don't think this kid's gonna last long. Like I just knew.
I thought he was gonna go further. Quite frankly, I don't know. I thought he would have gone further, but speaking of someone who they did pay attention to, they kind of put the spotlight on for a bit, or who put the spotlight on themselves.
That guy.
Rocksroy.
Oh yeah. That is like classic no. First of all, hometown, Las Vegas. Whoop whoop. I don't know him. Never met anyone named Rocksroy in my life, but
it's probably a good thing.
It's just always like a obvious bad move to be a leader setting up camp. Like that just never bodes well, especially if you have a bunch of young people in your tribe. We've seen that time and again.
And you really get that stay-at-home vibe or stay-at-home dad vibe from him too. Like he's like, telling, like clean your shoes and like, why aren't you working like the way I want you to? And, you see Zach and Tori and just everyone like kind of running off and doing their own thing. And he gets very, I don't know, control, like kind of like dad-like,
And he talked about that too, how he had to like recalibrate, like, okay, these aren't my children, even though they're significantly younger than me, they're still, older than my kids. So he had to kind of dial it back. So I think he kind of realized what he was doing.
Yeah, no, 100%.
He was me talking to my son Wally. That's what I felt like. I was like, yep, that would have been me. And I probably would have told some of those kids, clean your shoes. Okay. Drea.
Ooh.
She's another one who I consider a strong contender for the same reasons as the other ones. I mean, at this point in the game, to me, how likable you are and / how far I think you could slide under the radar for a while is kind of, to me, an important trait. Like you said, Natalie, like to put themselves out there like Rocksroy and to like put himself in the spotlight right off the bat. That's a dangerous move in this game because like everyone's looking for a reason to just go, I think we should vote him out, And
yeah. She came out swinging though. She has pulled the most maneuvers, and isn't she the one who got was one of the 3 people who got I forget what it's called now. The amulet.
Yeah, the amulet.
Yeah,
the amulet.
Yeah, so she got the amulet. She's throwing Tori under the bus. She's built an alliance with Rocksroy and Romeo. So she came to play.
And let's not forget, she was the one too. Wasn't she the one? It's so rough keeping track of everybody on that first episode, but wasn't she the one who was like busting her ass to move that boat and nobody else was like, she was
Yes.
pointing out
Yeah.
that Rocksroy was kind of like, just kind of chilling out to the side while she's like, "Ugh!"
And she immediately wanted him out for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, listen, I would not sleep on Drea. I think she is going to be one of the ones who is, going to be there till the end. What, she's like a fitness consultant, I think, or something like that. And we all have something in common with Drea. She's lived in Montreal for how long? We lived in Montreal for a while. So if she can survive Montreal winters,
Yes.
which we have done, then I'm sure she can survive Survivor.
Yeah, that's true.
I hate to say this to you and your boy, Jason, but
Oh God, are we going to Jonathan?
No, not yet,
No.
not quite yet. But what I wanted to say was, I think I would bet money right now that a woman will be winning this season. I think there's a stronger pool of women than men on this.
I would have to agree. Yeah.
Okay. The last Ika tribe member, and I purposely put her last because she's your housewife right there, Jason.
This is our housewife this is 100%. She is playing Bravo housewife on CBS Survivor.
Oh, really?
She is a therapist, but she's saying she is what does she say? A medical assistant or a
caregiver.
She said she's a caregiver.
So
I mean, technically she's a caregiver, but she's playing them to a T right now. And
but actually, no, she's trying to. It's not working. Everyone felt the game dripping off her, and they immediately were like, everyone was turned off. Nobody liked her.
When they were voting Zach off, and then they kept putting Zach. I was waiting for the one Tori, and there wasn't one. But then we didn't see 3 votes, so we didn't know. Really.
We did in the end. It was unanimously Zach.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Tori's vote dropped a dice in the bucket, and so he couldn't vote. That was Tori's vote. That would have been the one Tori. Yeah. I think
she's not going to win, by the way.
No, she's too manipulative.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's already made enemies of the people who should be natural allies, her own tribe. So
yeah, at the very least, you want your tribe to be the ones, at least when they combine tribes, that you have some people with you.
She over-engineered her strategy. She thought way too much about it and then made really a rookie mistake going and looking for the idol. Like day one? No.
And even it almost felt like she wasn't actually looking for it. She just wanted them to think almost that she was looking for it. That's what it came off to me as. I don't know why, but
no, I think quite the opposite. Yeah. She said she was looking for those the taro root.
Taro.
And so I think it's ironic. And who said this? Norma said, and she's a therapist. I feel that's what blew my mind. I'm like, of everybody here who should know how to work with people, and I don't want to say manipulate, but kind of manipulate people. It's like, really? You're the one, the therapist is the one that we're having the most trouble from. Lame.
I mean, typical.
Let's go to Taku tribe.
Ooh, my favorite. This is my favorite team so far.
Going with the theme of strong women. Boom. Lindsay.
Like Lindsay a lot.
Oh yeah, she was buff, pulling that boat full of chests. Like
Natalie and I try not to say things to each other while we're watching the show because we want to save for the show. But this is one thing where there was a moment where she was like pulling the boat, and Natalie and I both said at the same time, like, she's ripped.
Yeah, I really think she's a strong contender. I for some reason, I don't know why I don't see her at the end of this.
Yeah, I think she's gonna go far. Like, she'll definitely be someone like we're gonna have around for a while. But and it's funny because looking back, they spent more time on Ika tribe because that's where the person was gonna get booted from. And we kind of knew they lost the challenge, so they did spend up more time there at the end just to get ready for us seeing the tribal council. But Taku tribe, there's definitely people I'm excited to see more from there.
Hey, she's a Jersey girl, so I'm sure she might rock it till the end, but not the very end.
How about Omar?
For some reason, I don't see him lasting very long.
Nice guy. I think he's a nice guy, but
He's a nice guy. I mean, listen, I was kind of confused about a few things, and I don't mean to jump into other things, but I was confused when the host Jeff was like walking on the sand with his tennis shoes. That like really confused me because it looks like he was like so off balance. Love the guy, but I'm like, can you just take your shoes off, your sneakers? Like you're on the beach in the middle of nowhere. We're in Survivor, and you're wearing like I don't know Nikes, but Omar was the same way. Like everyone came when they first arrived were like in this weird dress, this weird fat. They had belts on, they had jackets. I was like, where did you just come from?
Styled.
Did you just get off the? Yeah, it was very strange. I for some reason I didn't. No, I don't see Omar lasting long at all.
Nice guy. I don't see him going very far. But someone who Natalie saw going very, very far, right?
Oh
yeah. And this is just a personality thing. I mean, I just liked her.
Yep.
Natalie, I have to agree with you. Yeah.
Although she cried super hard when Jackson was, I was like,
too much.
Goodness. Yeah, I was like, I told Natalie, I was like, okay, she needs to calm down.
Like too much. Like one of the first things that I really attracted me to her was her enthusiasm, as Jeff, pointed out, the host pointed out, but she's just so lovely, and she's so she feels like empathetic and fun. I don't know. I would love to see more of her. I just feel like being maybe the empath that she is, like when she cried so hard when Jackson left. And I don't mean to jump ahead here, but I feel like her emotions might get in the way of how you need to manipulate the game. If that makes sense.
That's a good lead in. And it's a good lead in for Jackson. So in Taku tribe, Jackson shared a pretty heartwarming story, though, although kind of really sad too at the same time. How Jackson was a woman 10 years ago and applied to be on the show, and then had gone through gender reassignment and stuff, and came back to compete now as a male, but unfortunately had to leave because of I didn't quite understand, was he weaning himself off of pills?
That's what lithium.
I've never heard of lithium, but apparently he was taking it for sleep and then couldn't wean himself off.
Yeah, and it apparently was a drug back in the day that people used to love. But it was really interesting because I really loved the story. And I don't want to say love the story and the fact that his mom was passing, but he got to have a great relationship with his dad. And then when his dad asked him, like, are you seeing someone? He's like, actually, I'm married. Here's my wife. And they got to have a great relationship, and it just felt really special. But then when this came up, it was kind of shocking. Like I almost feel like production here played us a little bit in the sense of like they knew that this was going to happen, but this would
they did in hindsight when they're editing. So it's good television to jerk our heartstrings and make us emotionally invested in
right
now. So
my prediction is he will win a future season of Survivor.
Yeah, Natalie said that. Natalie's like, he will be back next episode or
bring him back next season. I think it would be a great story. You would love to follow him. The audience would love that. I think so.
And now they got a temperature read. He was in the whole first episode, and people are going to react, and they're going to be watching all of that and going, yeah, the audience, he was an audience favorite. Let's bring him back.
And he was super gracious in the way he left. Like it was like, oh, I would have loved to be here and stuff like that, but I get it. And like, wasn't a jerk about it, wasn't angry about it.
Didn't want his wiki to be involved in that. He didn't want to put that in his wiki like Zach.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that, not Zach, that Jeff was honest when he said, like, you were an immediate yes when the producers first interviewed you. Like, he just barreled through the process. Like, they knew they wanted him on the show. So I think he will be back.
Yeah. Okay, so let me ask you this. Maria. I noticed her a little bit at the top of the episode. They kind of focused a little bit on her, but then she kind of fell to the background. I don't know, when you have 16 people to edit, I don't know necessarily if that's a bad thing. Or no, excuse me, 18 people. So I don't know if that's a bad thing or whatever, but right now there's nothing really
I don't-
stuck out to me.
No, I
You
don't
know,
have
just
any
the fact that
notes.
she's part of the Taku tribe, which is my favorite tribe right now. I feel like they work together well. I feel like they have the advantage, the physical advantage of Jonathan right now. I don't know if that physical advantage will last, you know, throughout the season, you know, because you need the other advantage as well. But you know, something I noticed about the Taku tribe is Jonathan kind of pushed them forward a lot, but they never really ended up way ahead. You know what I mean?
That's the
The
thing.
other
They would
team's
get
always
this
caught
big
up.
advantage, and then the next thing be like the puzzle, which we'll
Yeah.
we'll talk about. Then they wasted all the time. You know, the advantage they had.
Completely.
And that happens a lot to certain tribes. Like they'll have like the physical all-stars, and then they'll throw it over to the brainiacs to do some kind of puzzle, and it just goes and just drains that time so quickly. And that's definitely the case for them.
Jonathan's challenge will be his physical strength
Yeah.
because there's going to come a point where everyone goes, okay, we got to get rid of this guy because once we get down to individual challenges for the idol, game over. So
Yeah. When they start doing physical stuff against just each other for their own benefit, that they oftentimes on that show, they'll be like, okay, time to take out the big guy, you know, like.
Yeah. And he doesn't have a lot of big guys to form alliances with this time.
No.
And you know what I also found kind of interesting too, and I don't know if Survivor works like this. Maybe Natalie, you can let me know. But you know, since we lost Jackson, I was kind of expecting maybe we would keep everyone else, that there wouldn't be some kind of elimination, like Bachelor, right? Like if we lose like a Bachelorette or a Bachelor, like, and then the Rose, oh my gosh, well they went home already, so everyone gets to stay. Is that not the case on Survivor? Or are they going to wait till later to kind of pull that card?
I think they might do it later. They like to keep you and everything to be a surprise. I feel like they've done it, but not that same episode that like somebody left, so now no one's going home. I feel like they wait. They still have you do tribal, but then
and then they're gonna be like at the like mid-season, they're gonna be like, oh, everyone gets to stay. You know why? Because Jackson left at the beginning.
Yeah.
Or they won't even reference that. They'll just make it like, we've thrown mercy on you guys. But it's like, oh, we know they had a certain amount of games set up, a certain amount of episodes. They need them to be on. So
yeah,
definitely there will be a time where everyone gets to stay, and everyone will be, oh, thank God, I thought that was my time. Now let's go to the Vati tribe. Hai.
I like Hai.
Yeah,
I really like Hai. He has a lot of energy. I love his Instagram handle. What is it? I think its Instagram handle is "Are You High?" And I think he's fun. I think he has like, I don't know. I think he has this something to kind of carry him through. I don't know if I see him being like, you know, the Survivor, but I do really like him on the show.
What do you think?
I like him. He was immediately in on that amulet. I thought that was good instinct. Like, we have an advantage. We got to go for it.
All three of them, I felt. I mean, yeah, they were. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Lydia.
If Marianne doesn't win, she's gonna win. I'm just
What's
kidding.
that? What's that?
Wait, what?
What?
I'm just kidding.
No, what did you say?
I said if Marianne doesn't win, then it's going to be Lydia. She's my second choice for going all the way.
To me, Lydia is the female Omar. Nice, but not like not memorable. I don't see them going all the way.
I don't see her either. Yeah, I don't either. For
I like
some
her
reason.
commentary, but yeah, it remains to be seen like how she plays.
Yeah, great TV, that's for sure. But yeah, again, I'm not sure how this is going to play out.
The other thing we do have to remember is with 16 people, they may not be showing us a lot of the winner right now. They may not be showing us a lot of the final 5, to be frank. Like they want you to be emotionally invested in people as they get booted, either negatively, like, I hate this person, I hope she's gone, or, well, they want the villains, they want the heroes, but they also have to drip it out because they need this to last, so it's possible, like, who knows, Lydia, she may be the winner, and we'll be looking back on this episode and laughing. It'll be her and Omar going up against each other.
No, it will not. It won't. That is for sure.
Mike.
Oh, the retired firefighter.
I gotta say, he's strong he's 57. I remember on the episode, like he said, I'm 57. Here he's listed as 58. So maybe like, he had a birthday. Either maybe we'll find out he has it during the season or shortly after. But yeah. What did you guys think?
Yeah, strong.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure
Plenty
about
of
him.
but I don't have any notes on what I think about him. He seems like an open book. Like, okay, I kind of get the type, like retired firefighter, New Jersey. I get it.
Yeah, I kind of
surely
feel,
there's more
yeah.
depth to him than that, but
And there might be. They didn't really focus too much on him,
Yeah.
And I feel like we might be getting like he might be the mid-season surprise, and people might start liking him again. I don't really feel like this is going to be one of my top 3 choices as like Survivor, but I don't know. It's interesting. You know what's so funny? I forgot in Survivor that people like just take their clothes off because like they're on this island in the middle of nowhere, like near Fiji, right? And then we're watching like Hai in his little boxers and like Mike in his little like boxers. And I'm like, this is
Jason's loving Survivor right now, guys.
I mean,
remember, Jason, everything's
now I don't mind
fresh and clean. It's gonna start getting tattered and stuff.
Oh, I know. Like, and they'll start losing weight real fast and like getting hungry. And like, listen, eye candy, if I'm gonna say from the waist up without the locked knees, definitely Jonathan. I think he has a lot to offer with the physicality wise, but I just don't know if like this part will actually help him in the in the long run.
Isn't he the one who got 11 on the triangle game?
I'm sure I would believe that would be the one, even if you didn't say that. I could just like by looking at him and be like, yeah. When it was what, 51, he was like 50
the one he
off,
wanted
40
to
off.
do the water game because he would shine. The
Well,
water.
he wants to hug you, Jason, so he thanks you.
No, he does not. No, he cannot hug me. He's not allowed.
The thing I'll say about Mike, what I think he has the same thing Rocksroy has against him and stuff. I just think on this show, the guys and even the women, but particularly the guys who give off that I'm the leader kind of vibe, even if they're not meaning to, it eventually nips them in the butt. They'll get taken out finally because everyone will go, okay, now let's get rid of him. Like he's got.
I mean, listen, he's a father, right? Isn't he a father? Yeah, he's a father. He's a firefighter. So like you're working in that environment where you don't have a lot of patience for like stupidity, right? So you have that, but then also he kind of gives me the vibes. Well, he is a father, right? Am I making that up?
Yeah, he's a father.
Yeah. But then you have like, he almost gives me like Jonathan vibes at 58. You know what I mean? So who knows? We'll see.
Chanel.
I like her.
The episode didn't focus too much on her. Kind of put her in the back seat for a little bit. Maybe they're keeping her warm for end of the season when she starts to rise up or something.
I mean, she did step up in the challenge when they had the boat with the chest and stuff. I felt like she did step up there.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if she was. She's going to be around for a minute. Yeah.
What did you think, Natalie?
She didn't leave an impression on me.
Yeah.
Not good, not bad. There's a lot of people in the first episode and she didn't stand out.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's how you survive the first wave. That first third, is going to go quickly. And I think that's how you survive that first third. Just be likable, barely be noticeable, vote the way the majority's voting. They'll keep you around,
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll start to see some more personality, maybe. Jenny, who I kind of picked originally to go all the way. I kind of said my stuff about her, but what do you guys think about her?
She was very impressive. I was really impressed with the triangle puzzle. And then there was another moment, and where she was impressive with
The
her
puzzle.
intelligence. The
Yeah,
puzzle. Yeah.
the puzzle. I know when I was reading up about her a little bit, just preparing for the live, she's into like Pilates and a lot of physical stuff. So with the mental capacity she has, just like with the puzzle, like just figuring out the triangles, I think she took the lead on that, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah.
But she like jumped in and she wanted to take the lead. She felt mentally prepared. I feel like with her, hobby of Pilates and being physical, I really see her as a contender for possibly the Survivor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then last but not least,
Oh gosh,
Mr. Pop
Shoulder.
Socket.
That was rough.
Daniel.
That was rough. Was that a sound effect? I don't know, Jason.
Of course it was.
Physical. Okay. It doesn't just go boing.
No, yeah,
No.
listen, Natalie, you've
it was
you've
like
actually
correct.
been with me in the surgery room.
Yeah,
which is
I
crazy. You were
I
there,
was your
when I tore
emotional
my
support
Achilles.
friend.
You were very much my emotional support. I also actually, when I left, Josh, even I think you might remember, I blew my shoulder out a little bit, but it was a little more of a heavy injury. But yeah, I'm sure that was definitely a sound effect, and I love how they made it sound so dramatic too. It's like, oh, well, it might require surgery. I'm just put the shoulder fucking back in place, at this point.
Yeah.
I don't see. I think he's literally like Zach. Like next episode, we might get rid of him.
Well, yeah, he struggled in with the oars in the next challenge.
Didn't he struggle even
Didn't
taking
really
them
do
off
it.
at the first place? Wasn't he one of the ones? Wasn't he with Jonathan and who was it at the beginning for the first challenge? But he couldn't even get the oars
Oh,
Yeah,
untied.
Tori. I think Tori was one who they sent up to get him. But
Tori, yeah, it was Tori.
But yeah, Daniel. There was a shot. This is another moment Natalie and I both commented on real quickly. Is when they were all in the boats rowing. They showed a spot where he suddenly was like holding his shoulder.
Yes,
and I went.
It was. Of course, it was him because that's where he actually dislocated his shoulders when he was.
No, but
running
this
back
was
with the
after.
oars.
This was after.
Yeah, no,
was,
I remember.
Yeah,
I remember
yeah.
the shot you're talking about where he's like doing this. He's like, ow. I'm like, did it not get all the way back in, or what's happening?
I know people who have had their like some people it happens to repeat, like they're just not, they have a shallow socket or something, I guess, but like it pops out a lot. But also,
so funny.
if it's happened, it can then happen easier. Like I know that from like I think someone on Cirque or something, Jason, it had a weak socket. Like I swear,
Yeah. No, 100%. Especially after you do it, you're just like, you could be sitting here, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh God.
It looked so
oh
awful.
God.
Oh my God.
It's just like a rough night. Poor Daniel, he'll never be the same.
I wonder how he would be doing otherwise if he didn't injure his shoulder.
I really think he's going to be like kind of a Zach. I really think we're going to see him. I don't see him lasting long. Like maybe next week.
Yeah.
It's hard to say because when however the tribes do or whatever, I'm still kind of feeling slowly getting back into this and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of realizing how this works, but yeah, if his tribe is like in the bottom or whatever it is next week, yeah, I would vote Daniel off just because he did put his shoulder out of socket. Like you got to go, dude. You're not going to be helping us for the rest of the season.
That's true.
Before next episode, I need to see if I can find photos of the tribes together because that would be handy when we're talking. Because I've got the full cast here, but that's not as helpful.
It's so funny because you look at this and it's like, oh, this is a small group of people, and then we're going through it, and I'm like remembering half of them.
Yeah. It's hard in the beginning.
Yeah, it's like Top Chef. I'm covering Top Chef right now. It's the same thing. It's the same amount of people, and you got to go based on their food. And I'm like, well, what the hell did they cook?
Yeah.
Right.
Elaine in the chat brings up a really good point when we were talking. Whoop, let me get back to him. By the way, everyone, this is my first time in the driver's seat, so I'm still learning how to use all this. But Daniel,
if you push the comment too, it will pop up.
Oh, if I push it. Okay.
If you leave like
Show. Look at
there
this.
you go. Yeah.
Elaine, you're my first
Right.
comment I've ever highlighted. I think she brings up a good point. I think he's someone that everyone feels like I could beat this dude. And so yeah, I'll keep him around.
Don't keep him around with those shark shorts. He seems dangerous, so we don't know.
He's like a nice guy. He might have a social game up his sleeve.
I don't think so.
No.
I'm guessing no.
Speaking of up his sleeve, Aaron, he was tough to have his arm fixed on the beach. It's a good point. That's I'm trying to. Here's
who's to say he didn't pop it out before and he just knows how to do it now? And he was trying to.
I guess he's Norma's type.
No, I think that she was not talking about him. I'm pretty sure. Listen, I'm pretty sure Norma. I think Norma and I are on the same page on. I'm pretty sure, yes. Gosh. But without the locked knees, we got to get rid of that. That's just so distracting for me. Ever since you brought that up, Josh.
That out.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, I can't help but look at it. I was all about, my whole career was physical performance, and so I just look at the way people stand and stuff, and I just can't get over these locked knees. It's like driving me nuts.
The hyperextension is real.
Yeah, if he stood there long enough, he'd pass out. That's what soldiers do, and they always have to remind him, when you stand at attention, don't lock your knees, you'll pass out. But yeah, let me put up for Norma. Let's put her man back up. There's Daniel.
There we go. Yeah. Yeah. She loves him.
She's going to kill me for that. Let's see. Let's see some other comments. Oh, yeah. Here she is clarifying for us.
I'd go further down.
Aaron said she was saying the firefighter. Oh, and then, oh, Norma. Why would you say this? Oh, Norma.
Hey, listen, it's a late night show still.
I know. I love this is fun controlling all of this. Wackiest comments, get on. I'm telling you this.
Oh man. Here we go. Josh is in control.
So Celeste is all about, it's hard for me to get back and forth between these. This is her Jersey man right here.
This is after and
you know what's funny is he did say people sometimes think I'm a mean guy or whatever. And I was like, well, it could be because you got the face of a caveman.
Yeah, but you didn't look so mean and tough in your underwear. You know what I mean? This is where I start to lose him a little bit. It's as this goes on, people lose their clothes and they start wearing leaves. Yeah, I'm trying to look at kind of my notes and things that I really thought stood out, but I think we covered most of that because one of my first notes was Zach is a funny fellow. This is literally what I wrote. I don't know why I put that. He's a funny fellow. Might be off tonight, and he was.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Nailed it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I do love going back to when they had that during the first challenge. The three of them had the opportunity to get one of the first advantages in the game. And one of the things that the game offered them was not only mud to cover themselves, so it looked like they were doing something that took a long time, but also fake blood. And Natalie and I were going why would you put the fake blood?
I was furious. I was like, that is obviously a plant.
But also, you're going to run back and everyone's going to be like, hey, whoa, stop the game. You're bleeding profusely. What the hell happened? And they did say, I heard one of them, they left the voiceover, a team member going to one of them, you're bleeding. And he was like, yeah, just go. And I was like, that was an odd choice.
Yeah, this is very weird acting. Was that High? Did High say that?
I think Lydia or Lindsay said it to the guy.
God.
Yeah. I just thought, even in the moment, because I'm just watching it about as long as it took them to make this decision, I knew in the moment, okay, we're not going to use the fake blood because then people are going to be asking too many questions. It's just a huge red flag. Mud is enough.
Or if you kind of want to send a message to everybody, when they were putting the stuff on each other, put the blood on the other two, and you just with your hands dripping.
Or or just don't do anything. Like when they started rolling around in the sand, I'm like, can you guys stop? Like this is
Yeah.
way too much. I don't know what you're trying to do. It would be funny if like you got two of them to do it, and instead of one of them had the blood, like one of them just come back perfect, and it's like, wait, what the hell just happened? Why are you and you look like that, but why is this one person coming back perfectly intact, clean? You know?
Yeah, I would have been like, oh, I saw the ladder and I just went up and everyone else was.
But out of these three, I think out of the three, what it was Drea, Tori, and High.
Yep.
I believe, right? I think High is going to make it the furthest out of those three in that little group.
Yeah.
I'm putting that out. I'm just putting that out right now.
I think Drea.
I was thinking that, but I just feel like there's something about High. There's something about High.
You could be right.
Yeah. It's
because Drea's already got something going with Tori as far as like butting heads.
Yeah. This is fun, guys. To be honest, like when you said you were doing Survivor, I almost rolled my eyes. And then when I watched it after 40 whatever seasons that I've missed,
can
really
we just
good.
recap what this season is about already? It's 26 days, not 40. You've got idols. You've got amulet thing. You've got some other trick that they pulled with the dice, the 1 in 6,
or did we already talk about that?
Captain's wheel.
Yes.
Prisoner's dilemma.
The prisoner's dilemma. Okay, yes. And then the dice game, the shot in the dark. That's a lot of twists and turns to make the social game really complicated.
And the fact that they did it back to back, so like no one had a chance to watch the season before to see if like anything was happening. This makes it more interesting. And I honestly, like, as someone who hasn't seen it in, like I said, 40, what is it, 40? If I watched the first season and I'm watching, 40 seasons. If I haven't seen it in 40 seasons, this is pretty damn good. I'm enjoying it. And I can't wait till the next one.
I had to look up, so I just need to articulate it for a second. Like, I had to they explained it in the game when they got it, but then I was like, what? So the amulet gets stronger the more the three of them get kicked off. So they're incentivized to hold on to it and not use it, but also perhaps get the other two people kicked off.
Yeah.
But they're also like in an alliance of this big lie of an advantage that they have together. So it's very interesting how that might play out.
I agree.
I like the thought Survivor put into these things because everything has a try your luck or test your luck kind of element to it. So it's like, Natalie and I like board games, okay? And one of the things they'll introduce an element is a push your luck thing, they call it. And so it could be like, oh, you can continue attacking that person, but every card you flip, there is that 1 in 12 chance it's going to completely ruin you, but you can keep going. You can push your luck. I feel like Survivor's done a great job of putting that in the different games they have, like the three of them having the amulet. Like, okay, you can hold on. It's going to get stronger as the other ones get eliminated, but you're also taking a risk that you're going to outlast them. But I think I'm one of those people who I think there's maybe too many of the little games.
You're an old school?
I'm like a...
You do prefer the European style board games, so that makes sense. Where it's more skill and strategy and less luck.
Yeah. I feel like this adds a lot to luck, and it adds a lot to, like, a person who maybe doesn't deserve it could go further because they get lucky and, they had the magic chicken bone that week or whatever.
The thing that draws me to Survivor is the social game, because I think it's so interesting how you build alliances and the lies, and you're playing people, and like I can't figure it out. So it's already complicated for me, just like straight Survivor without all of these complicating factors. So now it just really blows my mind of like they're just twisting it, and it's just, I don't know how it's gonna go. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, no, I have to agree with you too. They make these alliances, but then they're so easily swayed to like change their mind it makes it so interesting for me. I just can't believe this show is 22 years old. Like
Yeah.
Mark Burnett is making a shit ton of money. So is Jeff Probst. Like this is sorry, I just read that comment.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and
You know, like,
what's
it's
crazy is there are contestants that are younger than the show now.
Yeah.
They literally grew up watching the show. And their moms did what I do, which is binge watch it in the middle of the night when you have a baby waking up all night long.
right. I mean, Josh, we met 6 years after this started, and that's how long it's been because we've known each other for way too long.
You were a baby.
Yeah.
Well, in essence, you were too, right? Like, weren't we all babies?
Yeah. We
were
aren't
babies.
far. At the time, when you're in your 20s, it seems like a big delta. Like you were 22 and I was like 25. Like, I'm so
Yeah,
traumatized.
I was like, I'm so glad she's here to take care of me.
Mommy. Yeah. But in reality, that's not that big of a age gap.
I'm looking forward to this. I'm also I'll be interested to see what the shortened season will make it feel like as well. It may be a blessing in disguise. We might actually like it.
Can I ask, like, what is a normal season of Survivor? Like, are they cutting this in half?
I'm not sure.
Sorry.
I'm not sure how many episodes the average season is. And I'm not sure if the 26 days translates to shorter, like fewer episodes, but Josh said it does. So I
think it does.
Neither of us,
Yeah,
we didn't watch
that's what I heard.
41. So
yeah, we'll look into it more before next week. I think too, just to remind people, starting next week will be kind of a kickoff of the official show. So we're going to have some different segments. We'll have an intro, and we'll have our two other cast members who we had with Jason and I on Anchor Watch a couple weeks ago, Bailey and Greg. So there'll be four of us, which I think will be a lot of fun. 2 guys, 2 girls going through the show, talking about it. Definitely going to have Jason back sometimes.
Yeah, if you need another girl on
I think
here.
we hooked Jason into watching the show now. So
listen, and this is the one thing I told you. I'm like, I really don't want to watch any more reality TV because I feel like my brain is depleting slowly. But I really enjoyed this. Like, I enjoyed this way more. Oh, God, do I say that? Do I even say I enjoy it way more than Below Deck? It was fun. It was a lot of fun, I have to say.
I'm kind of right there with you. Look who's in. Storm came too.
Storm, yeah.
All of our friends are here. I'm so touched. Storm. Even
Mocha, Norma,
Mocha's
Elaine,
here. I saw Mocha
Storm,
come in.
Aaron, everyone's here.
Yeah, just thank you guys.
Hooray.
Like Aaron, Donna, I saw, Elaine. Yeah, it's like, yeah. Thank you guys for being here. And this is like, it is a challenge for me to like learn how to. Jason, I gotta hand it to you, Jason. You're really good at like popping up the photos and popping up the comments, and
you're doing a great job.
Listen, yeah, you're doing a great job. But I do have to say, I feel like with Anchor Watch, we got the cool people, and now we have like the cool people are now here.
Ooh.
So we got to find a way to shift that back to my channel. Okay.
So
and why do you keep bringing this comment back?
Because I know it's making Norma.
I want to know how Norma is gonna unlock those knees. You know what I mean?
We have to have Norma call in and talk about how she unlocks knees.
That's for the late
was this a
show.
typo? Was the Siri did do this, or did you do this? What that comment said? What? Norma said, "Jason never say, yeah, below what? Did Siri do that?
What? Siri, hello." Heck yeah, we do, Mocha.
Yeah, Mocha.
We certainly do. Elaine is helping us out here. 1 through 40, 39 days. There might have been some that were off too. Natalie was, honey, do you want to share the story of why you watched so much Survivor before?
Well, it started maybe 7 or 8 years ago when you put it on and I was like, "Ugh, I don't want to watch Survivor." And then I was like, I love Survivor. But then I really blasted through a lot of the seasons when I was on bed rest. And it was like strict horizontal bed rest when I was pregnant with our firstborn. And so, yeah, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't move. We had just moved into this house. Josh was painting all the walls, the whole interior. I was literally watching the paint dry or watching Survivor. And yeah, just the mechanics of it. And it just, I don't know. It just really interests me. And all the physical challenges, I literally could not do anything physical. My challenge was just mental, laying there. And it was just, yeah, the physical challenges are super exciting, the locations, and then really the social game of watching how these people interact and get along, and different people from different walks of life coming together and like bonding. They wouldn't have thought that they would make friends with, you know, like a hillbilly and a New York City person like coming together. It's just, I don't know. It's an awesome show.
I mean, Natalie,
it.
that's the one thing that like draws me to it too, is because you
Yep.
know I'm so used to watching these ladies who are really not friends, who pretend to be friends, who argue with each other, and they have a lot of money, and they just it's a lot. When you have like normal people from different backgrounds and different places, and they all come together and they're trying to like, you know, survive this game for this one common goal. You know, I just found it
Yeah.
so interesting after, again, 40 seasons missed. You know, like
Well,
it was
and
great to revisit.
I don't know if our friends who are watching would either believe it or be surprised, but Jason and I actually like to talk politics a lot too, like just between him and I.
Yeah.
And one of the things is like I'm someone who believes that like 99% of people really are for the most part the same and have the same goals, and then their day-to-day lives are trying to achieve the same kind of things and care about the same kind of things. And that's what I like about Survivor is, like you guys pointed out, different people from different walks of life coming together and they get along, and you're like, yeah, I think most people are pretty good, and most people just want a safe environment and a place to raise their family nice, and a good school and a good job and a good, you know, like, and so it's just I feel like, especially in these days where there are some projected divisions, it's nice to see that like people are actually like cooler with one another than.
No, 100%. I mean, even, you know, yeah, I think you got that too. You know, can you imagine Jackson telling his story maybe like a decade ago when he applied as a woman? Like this would have been different, you know. And I feel like everyone wants the best for the next person, and they're all there for a goal. Yeah, I really like this show. I can't believe you got me on this. Like
Welcome back, Jason.
I do not need another show to watch. I promise you that. Like,
well,
I promise.
At least every episode won't be 2 hours.
Like I have no time to like
it's
read
hour-long.
anymore. You know, like again, my brain is like.
But this mixes it up. This is a little palate cleanser between Bravo shows.
I mean, I guess.
You've been enjoying Top Chef for the same kind of reasons, right? The
Dude, Top
competition
Chef
and
is like legit, and I haven't even watched tonight's episode, so Norma's gonna kill me for that. But it will be on sometime tomorrow. But yeah, no, yeah, Top Chef. I love elimination shows. I think that is the most fun. I hate to watch them walk away, whether they're good or not. Like even Zach, like when Zach was eliminated, you know, just tonight, I was like, oh, I knew that was gonna happen, but I'm really sad to see you leave. You know what I mean? Like, I love these shows for that.
Well, everyone, thank you so much. I think this is a good spot, talking about people coming together. I think that's an excellent spot to end our first episode. Honey, did you have fun?
Yes.
I was talking to Jason. I was talking to Jason.
Hey, honey,
I mean,
number
I had a
2.
great time. It was so fun.
Yeah, Jason, this was fun to talk about something different.
I know, and now
knock
what?
on
You
the
used
show.
me for the
I think
first
it's just-
episode of your show, and now I can't talk about it for the rest.
We'll be
Listen,
having you back. You know,
You're
Bailey
going to be
and Greg
watching
love you.
Survivor, and you're going to be hopping onto our live chats just to gab about Survivor, not even to be on it.
Listen, when ASMR Greg can't make it, just let me know. I'll try to fill in for him.
Between the four of us, there's probably always someone who's going to not be available, and we'll just be like, Jason, come in.
Hey, anytime. I'm gonna actually follow the show. I'm excited. I think this is great. And Josh, this is awesome. Like even your background, like I feel like I'm at Survivor right now.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm so fortunate that I got to. I mean, really, it's thanks to Up and Adam that got you and I both started doing this.
Yeah.
But I feel very fortunate, Jason, that I got to do the show with you. Every time you and I do something together, it leads to other things. That's why I said yes to doing the show with you. And through it, I feel like I've made this group of friends who I get to hang out with every week. And now we're going to have 2 nights a week we can hang out. And then, yeah, it's fun. And then now I got to introduce everyone to my wife and to some of my other friends. So it's a.
I mean,
fun,
this is a treat for me too, because I talk to you every day, but I don't get to talk to Natalie but once in a blue moon, oh, is that Natalie in the background? Tell her I say hi.
Toast.
So this is great. I love it. This is fantastic.
Yeah, thanks everyone. We're gonna be here every Thursday night. Jason and I will be on Tuesday nights at Down with Jason. We cover Below Deck on our show, Anchor Watch, with our naughty yachties who join us.
And our big tipped buoys, don't forget them.
And the big tip buoys. And then Natalie, Bailey, Greg, and myself will be covering Survivor here on Thursday nights. And our replay crew, say hi. Especially, thanks for joining our first episode. So it's gonna be
Natalie, I gotta ask a question really quick, and I don't want to ruin this, Josh, but we've had Natalie make it a special guest appearance on Anchor Watch, right? And we've had Greg and Bailey as they have been on it, but we should have Natalie on too one night. We should do us 3 doing Below Deck sailing.
Okay.
On Anchor Watch. You should come on. Yeah.
I love the sailing season also.
Yeah. Natalie,
this is a good season, huh?
It is. It's solid. Yeah.
Yeah. Way better than last season. We're not going to talk about that.
But we invested that money into Natalie's mic. So I definitely want her to use it more. So let's bring her on.
Us with all our mics. Shout out to Shure.
Shout out to Shure for the good audio. Then next we got to work on. We're going to improve Natalie's video too. We got to step that up. So baby steps.
It all looks good.
You don't need to see how tired I am, really. So
yeah, I need that. Whatever you're using, give it to me.
This old Dell.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. And we'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.